It's time for another Cazador Perfects video. Hello guys, what is up? This is Cazador Perfect bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle video. This time, this is against one of my friends on Skype. Remember that if you want to challenge me, it is always better to challenge me on Skype. And for those of you who are thinking, what are you doing back on your channel, Cazador? Well, basically, there are tons of reasons, but I don't really want to go ahead and mention them all at the same time in this Wi-Fi battle. So why don't we just go ahead and jump into it? Remember, this is an RU match, and I'm gonna lead off with my Sceptile because I knew he would lead off with his Claydol because he wants to set up the Stealth Rock right off the bat, and that is why I sent out my Sceptile. I wanted to go for the Sword Dance, breaking the switch, but I thought it was way too obvious. I mean, I could set up right there, but I just went for the Safe Leaf Blade right off the bat, using my Grass Gem at the same time to boost my attack stats, or maybe the power of the Leaf Blade at the same time. So that didn't really do too much against the Cofagrigus. I always have a tough time like mentioning this guy's name because for some reason I find it very hard. But I'm gonna switch out here into my Dusknoir, predicting something along the lines of Will-O-Wisp because I do have tons of physical sweepers on my team. The only Pokemon that can basically take a Will-O-Wisp to the face is Dusknoir because he is basically a special attacker, or maybe just it becomes a special attacker after I set up a few Calm Minds, which I am gonna be able to set up right now. I'm gonna go for the Calm Mind. I'm just gonna boost my special defense and special attack at the same time. Kind of unfortunate that I have the burn on my Pokemon because that is going to be hurting me every single turn, which is kind of unfortunate. So he's gonna go for the Shadow Ball, and that is gonna do quite a lot of damage simply because it's super effective and also stab. But that also matters because, you know, I do not have trained my Dusknoir in special defense simply because I do have the Calm Mind moves. So basically I train my Dusknoir more in defense and HP instead of a special defense because I could set up Calm Minds and get my special defense on the same level as my defense. So that was my kind of mindset on the making of this Pokemon. So, but that is gonna cost me a lot because basically my Calm Mind boosted Shadow Ball stab super effective is not going to be able to take out the Cofagrigus once again, and he's gonna lead off. He's gonna leave with like red health, and that is kind of unfortunate. I do leave his Shadow Ball, by the way, second one, but he has Reflect on his move pool, which is kind of unfortunate. So the burn is going to take me out on the next turn, which I highly disagreed on that one because for once he did not miss a Will-O-Wisp because Will-O-Wisp is kind of low accurate, but I'm not gonna be, you know, bitching about that because it's just the game, right? Without hacks, the game would be a little bit too predictable and stuff like that. So I am going to send out my Ductor after my Dusknoir goes down just to revenge kill the Cofagrigus, and I go for the Earthquake and finish him off. Now I'm predicting the Claydol to come back in because I am basically you know, locked into the Earthquake because I do have a choice band on my Ductor. So I am going to switch out Breakton Stealth Rocks, and I'm gonna send out my Armaldo. For one time, or actually at this point I actually thought that I had Xyzor on my Armaldo, but I only have Rock Slide, Earthquake, Rapid Spin, and Rock Foliage, which is kind of a bad moveset. I should definitely remove Earthquake, or no, better Rock Slide to be more precise, and put like Xyzor on it. But instead I go for the Rock Polish here, trying to scare him out because he maybe thought that I would go for Xyzor, which is kind of good if you look at it. But he's gonna bring out this thing right here, which is Scarfed. I'm gonna go for Earthquake simply because I cannot hit him with the Rock Slide because it's not super effective, knowing that Gallade is got the fighting type. So that is not going to be super effective. So I actually managed to pull one hit KO on that Gallade with an Earthquake after the close combat. It's kind of surprising that I basically leave that one because it's neutral. It's neutral damage because, you know, I am Bug type Pokemon. I'm Bug type as well, which neutralize like the super effectiveness against Rock. So that is pretty good. At this point I'm gonna predict the Sucker Punch, and I'm gonna go for another Rock Polish. At this point I thought maybe he's gonna predict another Rock Polish, so now I can go ahead and attack, but he wasn't foolish enough to go for another move and just continue with the Sucker Punch and go for the safe move. Really good on his part because my Armaldo is gonna go down on this turn. Now I'm gonna bring out my Gligar, thinking that there's nothing on that Honchkrow's moveset that can hit me with. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the Stealth Rocks right here because that seems to be the better choice, and that is exactly what I do as he goes out into Cazador, which is kind of funny because that's my name. And I'm gonna switch out into my Feraligatr simply because he's definitely gonna go for the Wish or the Toxic or something like that along those lines. So I was pretty sure that I could safely switch into my Feraligatr and just pretty much scare the Umbreon out, like maybe like threatening him with a superpower, which I don't have, which is kind of unfortunate. But I'm gonna go for the Sword Dance here. and that is going to help me out a lot here because he's gonna send out the Claydol, and I'm gonna go for an Aqua Jet. And actually, I was kind of debating because I have 3 moves that are super effective against Claydol: Ice Punch, Crunch, and Aqua Jet. I just couldn't decide which one was the better choice because I don't have a calculator in my head, so I cannot really calculate how much damage each move would do. So if you guys could be so kind to tell me which move would have done more, Aqua Jet, Ice Punch, or Crunch, just let me know in the comments. That would really help me out in the long run because I will definitely be running against a lot of Claydols in the future, so that would help me out. A little bit of a calculation right there will do the job. So if you guys could please do that for me, that would be awesome. So he is going to leave because of the reflect, and then I'm gonna set up another sword dance, knowing that he will definitely just go ahead and you know, attack me on the next turn. So he went for the psychic, and as I finish him off with another Aqua Jet, which is very good. Right now he's gonna go for the Sucker Punch though, which is gonna take me out. At some point I thought Aqua Jet would go first, but then I realized the base speed of Honchkrow is actually higher than the one on Feraligatr. So if I had a higher base speed, I could basically have outsped that one with the Aqua Jet, but unfortunately it doesn't go my way, which is kind of stupid. I should have switched out right there into Gligar, but I didn't. So right now I switch out into my Gligar after he took me out. So I'm just gonna go for the Earthquake, breaking the switch into the Umbreon once again. Really nice breaks on my part, but it's definitely not going to do anything against the Castador right there. I should definitely be running like Toxic on my my Gligar instead of Counter for some reason, because every time I'm like using my Gligar, I never run into a physical sweeper that wants to hit me on the physical side. So that is kind of weird in my opinion, but you know, I'm gonna take it. Anyways, I'm gonna send out my Doctor in here so I can trap him and go for the Earthquake. One very fortunate thing that happens right here is I get a critical hit. I basically return the critical hit that he got earlier on me. I don't remember which Pokemon it was that he got the critical hit on me. I believe it was on Feraligatr with the Sucker Punch, but I pretty much returned the favor right there, which was kind of good. At this point, he goes for the Pursuit, breaking my switch. Really good play on his part. I did not expect the Pursuit at all because, I mean, Sucker Punch and Pursuit at the same time, that is kind of creepy. But the Reflect is going to wear off on his side, and I'm going to send out Gligar. At this point, I'm dead sure that the Honchkrow cannot do anything against my Gligar. So he's going to switch out and go into Dumbledore, which is Alaka Salmon. At this point, I thought I'll go for the Roost and see what happens. So that is exactly what I go for. And I'm going to regain my HP full to health. Full to health, health to full, full to health. I don't even know how to say that, but he's going to go for the Psychic on this turn, and that is going to devastate me, even though I have the, how do you say that? The Evolite, and yes, that's what I'm having. I might just switch Gligar for another Pokemon, because this Pokemon does never work out for me for some reason. But that Earthquake did a massive amount of damage right there. I was so surprised, but I decided to switch into my Sceptile right here. But the thing that I failed to realize is that his Alakazam is probably Choice Specs. And that is what I failed to realize right there. So he goes for the Psychic and takes my Sceptile in one shot, because I actually believe that my Sceptile could take at least one Psychic and I could get off a like a Leaf Blade or something, which was pretty good, but didn't really happen. So he managed to pull out the sweep at the end with the Alakazam. It's a really good game. It was actually 2-0 for him. I believe that was a really good game. I enjoyed it a lot, even though I lost, but I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Always make sure to check out my 2 latest videos. Those will be in the description, and I'll be checking you guys later on my next video. Peace.